The Subaru Forester is a tough SUV with standard four-wheel drive that's known for its solid build quality and dependability. And while its boxy looks might not have changed much, the latest model now shares its underpinnings with the Subaru Impreza N15, promising improved road manners, lower running costs, and more interior space. But before we go any further, smash the like button and subscribe, which will enter you in a $200 Amazon giveaway. Now let's carry on with the video. A recent facelift has also improved the Forester's interior technology to help it compete in a tough corner of the market. Forester spotters will need to be on top form, because an upright and angular nose, new rear lights, and a black strip across the tailgate are about the extent of its new design cues. Even for its midlife facelift, Subaru only introduced the subtlest of tweaks to its grille, front fog lights, and paint palette. The latest generation is also slightly longer and wider, so there's plentiful knee room inside, and its maximum luggage capacity 1,700 liters, which beats the rival Toyota RAV4. Its interior is a vast improvement over the outgoing model, and while it's still not up to Audi Q3 standards, it now has more showroom appeal. Some of the latest features, like digital instruments, are missing, but the infotainment display has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility if you prefer your phone's interface over Subaru's own interface. The big news under the bonnet is the adoption of Subaru's first mild hybrid petrol engine, badged E-Boxer, which is claimed to give better fuel economy than the old turbocharged petrol engine. Even with this slight gain, the Forester is still one of the thirstiest medium-sized SUVs. But loyal Subaru owners should appreciate a step in the right direction. Its small battery and 16 brake horsepower electric motor recovers energy under deceleration from braking and coasting, and then deploys it to assist the petrol engine as you accelerate. The new underpinnings introduced in 2019 have also tidied up the Forester's handling, and it now feels lighter on its feet and more responsive. For a model that looks a lot like a raised estate, it's also remarkably capable off-road. The Forester E-Boxer scored the maximum 5-star safety rating, thanks in part to the Subaru EyeSight suite of safety kit that uses windscreen-mounted cameras to detect hazards when driving. Subaru also performed very well in our 2023 Driver Power Ownership Satisfaction Survey, coming fourth out of 32 manufacturers, with owners putting its interiors, practicality, and boot space above all other brands. Subaru has turned its back on diesel and has chosen mild hybrid petrol engines as its future, at least for its combustion engine models. It also offers the all-electric Subaru Solterra if you want to make the switch to an electric vehicle. Stick with the mild hybrid Forester, and you get an electrified version of the old 2.0-liter petrol engine, now dubbed E-Boxer. This comes paired with a CVT automatic gearbox that Subaru refers to as Lineartronic. Subaru says the new mild hybrid system ushered in an efficiency gain of around 10%. Fuel economy stands at 34.7 miles per gallon, so most rivals are still more economical. Unlike a plug-in hybrid, you'll never need to connect the Subaru Forester E-Boxer to a charger, but because it only recoups a small amount of energy, it also can't travel on electricity alone for very long, covering only short distances of around 1 mile at low speeds in traffic or while maneuvering. Instead, the electric motor is designed to take some strain off the combustion engine to help save fuel, while offering improved responsiveness and greater refinement. It also means the petrol engine can cut out more readily in traffic, and that it restarts unobtrusively. While it might be a high-riding SUV, the Forester sits on the same underpinnings as the Subaru Impreza, and feels better to drive than the old model as a result. It's not a complete transformation though, because there's still plenty of body lean in corners, and the nose can be felt squatting and rising as you brake and accelerate. It certainly feels less fun from behind the wheel than a Ford Kuga or Mazda CX-5. Its upright shape and large windows provide superb visibility, but also introduce a fair amount of wind noise at higher speeds. Its CVT automatic gearbox is smooth around town and, if you don't like its elastic band feel on country roads, the steering wheel paddles mimic the fixed ratios of a more traditional automatic. Its performance figures aren't particularly impressive, though, with 0 to 62 miles per hour taking 11.8 seconds and a top speed of 117 miles per hour trailing most rivals, especially considering its $35,000 plus price tag. We found the combination of this lack of power and the CVT gearbox meant we needed to strain the engine more than we'd like to maintain a decent pace. It hasn't moved away from its rugged roots either, shining off-road, where it has good ground clearance and shrugs off tricky terrain. We found the hybrid setup could sometimes hesitate when faced with tougher uphill slopes, but descents were taken care of using hill descent control. There are different settings for snow or dirt, and snow or mud that alters how the Forester behaves at low speeds, and this technology coupled with Subaru's four-wheel drive setup means this is one of the most capable family SUVs shy of a Land Rover Defender. While Subarus are renowned for being extremely robust, this has usually gone hand in hand with workmanlike interior design. The Japanese manufacturer is evolving, however, and the Forester's interior is now a much nicer place to sit. In fact, while we still think its interior looks a touch dated next to rivals, Subaru owners rank the brand's interiors in first place in our latest driver power survey. It's still a fairly conventional design compared with something like a Hyundai Tucson or Peugeot, however, with analog instruments, a centrally located infotainment screen in the dashboard and conventional dials sitting beneath it for the climate control. An additional display atop the dashboard provides additional information about the vehicle status, but the result is a slight lack of design cohesion. It took a few days to get familiar with the different groups of buttons on the steering wheel, and the odd decision to place the switches for the lane keep assist and forward collision technology on an overhead panel. At least the lane keep driving aid stays switched off once deactivated, should you prefer not to use it. Collision avoidance resets each time you start the car for obvious safety reasons. That is it for today. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.